Now it's time to be dangerous. Now it's time to get risky. Now it's time to truly find out what you're made of and what you could achieve. Now it's time to truly find out how many lives you can impact. Now it's time to find out what you were destined to become.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Raw Minds. I'm your host Eric, and tonight we sit down with a man who has been to the edge and crawled his way back with nothing but heart and faith. This is William, 9 years on Team USA Bobsled, life built on power and speed, and then the crash caught up. The hits to the head, the quiet damage no one talks about, the kind that steals your memory, steals your peace, steals the man you used to be. William lived with CTE-like symptoms, so heavy he can barely stand up, confused, lost, fighting depression that tried to bury him. And like so many other men out there, he hid it, masked it, and pushed through it until he couldn't anymore. But he found something that pulled him back: Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy. It gave him clarity, it gave him hope, it gave him his life again. And now he is fighting for others. He's building a CTE recovery center so athletes, veterans, and anyone battling brain injuries can get the help with no cost, no insurance, games, and no shame, just healing. This is what Raw Minds is all about. Real stories, real pain, real rebuilds. And if you're listening right now, hit like, drop a comment, and follow the show, because these talks change lives and someone out there needs this. You know it, I know it. So let's get into it and welcome our guests. Welcome, William, to Raw Minds, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Well,
right off the bat, I would like for you to plug everything so people know where they can find you, and more information on this thing that's behind you that we'll get into.
Okay, well, my social media is one man with a chamber. I keep it simple. If you forget that, the reason how I found the chamber is because of Joe Namath. He had a team of doctors, but he didn't leave the details. So when I started doing it and I found out that it worked, I tell everybody all the time, I'm just one man with a chamber sharing my experiences. So that's the easiest way to find me. Also, my name is William, and I have the most common last name in the world. A person. Everybody's a person. Person. So it's very easy to find me. When I started this journey, like, that TikTok channel was there to kind of help show people what happens when you use the chamber, the ups and the downs with it. But once I got stable, I shifted a little bit. So now I use it to help people really kind of not step in the potholes that I stepped in, because I stepped in a lot of them with CTE. You're going to make mistakes after mistake after mistake until you figure it out. And so that's what I do with the channel now. So if you have a loved one that's dealing with it, make sure I'm clear about this. That channel is not really for the people dealing with the concussions, because most of us can't see it on us. So if you watch the news, you're watching these NFL players, you're watching our veterans either take their own life or murder other people. So we can't see what we're dealing with. So that channel is not really for those guys. These are for the people. It's for the families that's watching your loved ones do something that's out of their character. That's when you have to find me, and I'll help you.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. And can you explain a little bit, like a little bit of your journey, and then we'll get into more of what actually CTE, right?
Yeah.
What exactly that is, and then kind of what the chamber is, and then also what you're doing for this community. I'm really excited to push that out for everybody. This journey that you're on, what you're building, I think is amazing. What you told me earlier.
Yeah, what I'm doing.
Start out who you are.
Yeah. Well, man, like I said, I'm a Will person. Man, I grew up in the Midwest. I was a track and field athlete. That's what took me to college. Yeah, and that's what I did, and it eventually led me to bobsledding. But in between that, I did a lot of interesting things. Like in my early 20s, I was the guy. Like, if you all see the movie with Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. called Jerry Maguire, I'm one of the guys that they hired to put on. I played 5 different NFL characters, and you see me running up and down the field. That's me.
Crazy, man.
I have pictures and people always think I'm making that up. Like, I wouldn't make that up. Come on now, guys, cut that out. But yeah, that's what I was doing that. And I own treatment facilities for youth. I created the first ever independent living transitional housing program for Utah. This was like I think I was this is the crazy part. I was a baby doing this. I didn't understand it then, but like, I had an inpatient program that I created, and I took kids who were coming out of jail or on their way to jail, trying to catch them before they got there. And so a lot of these youth were like less than 10 years younger than me. And here I am, like I'm like their father. And I now that I think back, I'm like, wow, that was amazing. How did I do that? Mm-hmm. So mental health is my background. That's kind of where I come from. And it also played a huge role into me getting help. I didn't save myself, guys. Look, I'm no hero. I'll be very honest. I didn't save myself. My loved ones saw things. I saw things, and eventually Joe Namath showed up, man, of all people, man. Because matter of fact, I don't think he played in my lifetime. He didn't play in my lifetime, and that guy came back, a stranger, saved my life. The same thing I'm doing right now. I'm just here to pay it back.
Yeah.
And so yeah, what I'm doing, I'm opening up the first ever. It's going to be the CTE Wellness Center, and so we're not for profit. So we set it that way on purpose because people were trying to really talk me out of it. Like I have investors. Like I could have been open 6 months ago, but I don't want to send that bill to the families. We're not going to do that. And let me tell you how simple it is. Like once you turn that machine on, there's no maintenance in there, right? And I'm sure things could happen when it needs to be fixed, but I've been running this chamber behind me since 2002. I'm over 560 hours in it myself, and it couldn't cost me anything. So my goal is to raise the funds, buy the metal chambers. They don't give like these things. They're set to live for a long time. And we're going to turn those things on. So when my day comes for me to leave this planet, my not-for-profit foundation should still be open and running and saving lives. That's the goal. That's really the goal. And once you hear the details, you'll understand why, because there's a lot of people. This affects everybody who's listening. If you look at all the mass shootings that's been going on, a lot of them are related to this, like a high percentage. And it's disturbing. It's very disturbing.
To the CTE. So to the CTE, yeah.
Yeah, for the CTE, yeah. Thanks for clarifying that. I don't mean those things are killing you. No, not
yeah.
Those
I
things
just
are
want to make
saving
sure.
lives.
Yeah. This kind of show, not the, yeah, definitely. That's amazing, man. Like I just like every time you tell me that, man, I get goosebumps. Like what you're trying to do for the community and give back. It's like that's what Raw Minds is, and a lot of my other guests that come on here, it's all about giving back. Being through something. And people are in dark rooms, and you put on that light. Because you've been through there. So you got that light to guide these people through to get through. So props to you, man. Props to you, dude. I'm proud of you, man, for doing
Man,
all
I
this.
appreciate that. And I want to make this clear. Like, even though my teammates began taking their lives, my driver from the World Championship, Stephen Holcomb, he's won any Olympic medal that's been won from the men's side at the Olympics since 2003. That's been him. He drove this sled called the Night Train. I gave him his first start. I pushed him in his first top 10 world rankings in 2003 World Championships. And he took his life at the Olympic Training Center, man. And a lot of my teammates were doing that. And, look, I'm no stronger than those guys. Some of those guys were some of like the people I looked up to. It just because I came from the mental health field, I understood the trauma that suicide leaves for the family, and I couldn't leave that for my children and my parents and my siblings. Like I'm close to everybody, and I didn't want to do that. But like the truth is, guys, I'll be honest. I've been very honest about this. Like I was praying for death every day. I prayed for death. I figured if suicide will traumatize the family, but if God came and got me Himself, it just was my time. People die young all the time, and I was just begging for it though, and I guess it was a good thing that He didn't do it because now I'm here paying it forward.
Hell
and,
yeah,
and, and that's the reason I want to do it for free. And it's too expensive. That machine behind me is $20,000.
Yeah, man.
Our veterans can't afford that. Our athletes, especially Olympic, we're poor. Man, we're the poorest of. We're in poverty. Matter of fact, I was racing with Team USA, and it caused me to be homeless one year. Like that's how poor we are as athletes over there. Yeah, absolutely.
But yet you're representing the country, man. You know what I mean? Just like veterans too. And I'll say this. Like I got friends. We spoke offline. I got friends too that are in the Canadian Army. And you go out there, you give your lives, you do all these things, and then you come back and thank you for your service. That's all you get. You know what I mean? And it's horrible.
If you come to America, our veterans are living on the streets.
Yeah,
Many.
I watch videos. It's disgusting. It's like they fought for your country. Where are you giving back and helping out? It's disgusting, man. It really is. So I'm glad that you're bringing this to the surface and bringing this available for people that can't afford it. So that's amazing, man.
By the way, I think I mentioned it earlier. Your Canadian Olympic team, they're suffering up there. They helped play a part in saving my life, man. Like I said, I didn't do this alone. Like I had these invisible symptoms that I didn't know were real. Like I couldn't really, like me, you're a good one. I hadn't been home to Salt Lake in quite a while. So I eventually came back, met up with my friends. We went to go shoot some pool. And my buddy saw this young lady walking in the door. He was like, man, look at your girlfriend over there, your ex-girlfriend. I looked over. I was like, she pretty. I wish. But I said, that's not I don't know her. And then she ran over and she jumped in my arms and I caught her. And I went, uh-oh. But then I rationalized it. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm an athlete. I got muscles and, you know, that typical stupid thing that
Yeah.
we do. I'm like, that's why that girl, but no, I was not recognizing familiar people. And I didn't know that was real. Like I said, well, how could I not know I'm recognizing somebody familiar if I don't know who they are? Like, how do you,
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, I couldn't, like, and so I was trying to explain to people, but I couldn't because it doesn't make sense.
It's almost
That's
like
how,
dementia or like Alzheimer's in a
oh,
sense, right? It's almost like
yeah.
that.
I was
My
100%
mom
of
has
dementia.
all my mom had a dementia and it switched over to Alzheimer's. But thank God the medicine she's on, like, like she's amazing right now. Before, like, she would open up a drawer and start pouring juice in it because she didn't know how to do anything really. Like her mind
Yeah.
was in there. And it's amazing that the medicine that she's on, it's like you wouldn't even know that she had it. It's crazy.
Oh, well,
But
let me,
sorry, I just yeah.
yeah.
Go
Oh,
on.
go ahead. No, I'm listening. I'm
No, I
listening.
just wanted to kind of like
Goosebumps.
say it's like, yeah.
Goosebumps. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to kind of bring that up. Like, it's almost like that, I guess, it's in a sense, like, because it's attacking your brain, your thoughts, who you are, all that, right? So it's
Yeah.
almost like you're losing your identity too. So on top of like dealing with the medical stuff, you're also dealing mental health of your identity. Who am I? Who are these people? Who's around me? What do I like?
Yeah.
What are my hobbies and everything? So that's huge, man. That's
Yeah.
huge. I just
I was
want to
officially in
put that out
dementia.
there.
No, I was in
Yeah.
dementia. I really was. And I'm glad you said that because I don't really always mention that the proper way, but I was in dementia. Like every day I woke up, I didn't know what the day was. I had to,
Mhm.
but I had a system. I found a system. Let me tell you
Yeah,
how I
you're
found that.
saying that.
Yeah, I found that system. It was so crazy because I kept making mistakes, and I made so many mistakes. I already knew that I didn't know what the day was. I kind of figured that out. So I know every day when I wake up. First of all, what I did is I had to put a thermos of coffee or a bottle of Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew on my nightstand every night. Otherwise, I'm not getting out the next day to 3 p.m. I just can't get up. And then once I do get up, I had to figure out what the day is. So I had a little book, a little daily planner. I opened it up. It'll tell me, okay, today's Monday or Tuesday. And then I had to figure out what month we're in. I always thought it was either January or August for some reason. So my brain, I was stuck in a loop. And if anybody asked me how old I was, I automatically said 28, even when I was 40.
Even like Groundhog Day for people listening, almost like
My
Groundhog Day.
God.
Yeah, like that. Okay.
Yeah, I see it yeah, it's exactly how it was. And it got so bad too. Like I was just trying to address the symptoms. So eventually I just took the mattress off my bed out of the bedroom. I threw it in my living room on the floor because it put me right next to the kitchen and the bathroom and that front door. And I just began to live there. And let me tell you how crazy it was. I had these random cloudy days, right? Even though I couldn't remember the days and all that stuff, I wasn't cloudy all the time. But eventually the cloudiness it started with like a day here and a day there. And it slowly turned into every day. I had a random days of clarity. I was over there on that side of it. So I'm sure I was in dementia. I was lost in my own community. And so just imagine like this is the city block I live in. My apartment is here. And so on days I was cloudy, I didn't want to drive. So I would just walk. I'd make sure I get a little exercise, go get a salad or something, walked and come back. So I live here. All I have to do is walk up here, probably like 300 meters, 200 meters, make a left, cross the street. Stores are right here, right? On some days I ask myself, okay, what if I go the other way today? I couldn't figure out what was on the other side of that block. And I was I was in my apartment having a meltdown sometimes. Just like, what is over there? Idiot. It's the same thing. You just made two rights and crossed the
Yeah.
street. But I
Yeah.
couldn't. I was gone, man. There's no way. And that's why I was praying for death. I knew I was in trouble.
Crazy.
But I
What
thought
about
it was,
like how about like you going out there and just figuring it out? Like because you couldn't comprehend it, like would you be able to even do that, or was it
no.
like holding you back to being able to do that because that other route is the only way that you know? If that does that make sense?
Man, I had been that route all the time anyway when I was driving. I come home that way. It's just, I don't
Okay.
know. I don't have an honest answer for you. All I know
Okay.
is I couldn't figure it out what was over there. I
That's
just
crazy.
I had driven that way, but I had never
Yeah.
walked that way. And
Okay.
it's just because it's the longer route. It's maybe
Yeah.
extra like what minute? I don't know. It's not much further.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm an athlete. I'm lazy sometimes. So I'm trying to calculate the quickest route. How do I get over there?
Yeah. I hear
You
you.
know. But yeah, no, I was lost. And so the first thing it did, it pulled me out of dementia. And then I could start to figure out what this, I think at that point I knew what it was because my teammates had already been because you only find CTE when they do the autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
So my last teammate who called me speaking that gibberish, and they did his autopsy and he was in stage 4. And here I am. I'm struggling with finding words, and I know I'm not too far behind him. And I didn't want to deal with what he was dealing with. Like, yeah. And I was just trying to get out of this place. I didn't want to be here anymore. So that chamber showed up.
Thank God you're not, brother.
Thank you, man. But you're Canadians, man. They really like what the journey about the facility.
Yeah, can you explain like how you got into that? Like how like how it came. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about CTE first. So people can understand what that is. And I'm guessing because you're in the bobsled, right? It's a lot of head moving back and forth too. So you got a lot of head movement as well, like shaking back and forth, not to mention the hitting. So it's just so people are listening, like it's hard on the body. And in the G's too, you said too, you're pulling G's. If we kind of just so people are listening, so they have kind of an idea of like kind of like the effects and then how it became and what it is, if we can kind of go through that.
Well, I guess the best way to explain it is up in Canada, you guys have some beautiful lakes up there.
Oh yeah.
And if you go to the lake early in the morning, it's like a piece of glass. It's calm, right?
Yeah.
Well, everything start to wake up, the wind blow a little bit. You start to see the ripples on the ice. On the water. Well, same thing if that ice is smooth like that, like we racing World Cup or World Championships or Olympic Day, it's going to be smooth ice. On any other day, it could be a little bit, just not even really rough, but just a little bumpy. But when you run those metal rails across it, our blades, it's like shaking baby syndrome. It's like it's shaking you. Like, matter of fact, your teeth, if your mouth was open, your teeth would chatter. I just remember that.
Mouth guards?
I've never ever worn mouth guard. Never.
Really?
Never thought. Never seen anybody else wear one. Never thought about it.
Wow. Okay.
No, I have seen people. The people who crashed a lot, they wore mouth guards.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah,
I would hope so.
But they also wore football pads and shoulder pads and anything we see on the NFL football game or any Canadian. Some of those guys were wearing that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But usually when you see them doing that, those are guys you stayed away from because you knew they couldn't drive the sled. 'Cause I'm not getting in that sled.
Yeah. You can push in the back, man. You're not driving, right?
Yeah.
But sorry to cut you off.
No,
sorry to cut you off there. Yeah.
No, that's what, man, it's a violent sport. And then what I found out, there's an article written by the New York Times called Sledhead. And that article really is helped play the part in saving my life as well. But they tested the track in Alberta. And that's like Alberta's one of the smoothest, non-violent tracks in the world. There were spikes of 84.5 G-forces, according to the article. And that makes sense because I don't know if we mentioned, but I once took some fighter pilots on a bobsled ride. And man, I did 6 rides that day. They did 1 and they were rattled. And it didn't make sense to me. How could these, that was a smooth ride. How did G-forces get them that bad? Well, now that I know we're pulling 84.5 Gs, that's why.
That's crazy on the body. And like as we talked before, like they're built for that. They trained, they got like the mask for oxygen, everything like that. And you guys are in what, like just spandex and a helmet and some gloves, I guess, right? That's pretty much it. Am I right?
Some of us are so big and muscular. We don't make we'll be too heavy. We'll get disqualified on race day. So summertime, we don't even wear underwear.
Really?
We just wear, hold on, let me see if I have one. Sometimes I keep one of my suits around here. Let me see. Here we go. Look, these things are see-through, man. You can it's just
it's like those zip up, like that they got. Yeah. Okay. Crazy.
Yeah.
You got to like powder yourself up to get in the things. You know what I mean? Like it's like right tight to you. Crazy.
Oh yeah. It's extremely. And it's like sometimes we race is minus 40.
Yeah.
So,
that's crazy.
And then
I've worked in minus 40, man. I know what minus 40 feels like. I fell 10 feet and broke my elbow in minus 40, man. So I know what minus 40. It's hard. You can't even take off the mask sometimes, man. As soon as you do take off your mask, it like goes like hard because of your breath and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Your eyelashes, when you blink, they stick together. I know minus 40, man. I don't like it.
Yeah. So imagine going 90 miles an hour into minus 40.
On top of that.
On top. Yeah. So I'm going to brake, man. I'm usually the guy all the way in the back. So I got to pull them, but the metal brakes at the end. So usually once I grab them and pull them, my hands are stuck like this for about 5 minutes until I can get back in somewhere warm and slowly let them warm up. And that hurts like crap when they start to warm up. Like it's pretty brutal. But I was enjoying just representing my country and just going around the world and with the other athletes. Canadians are some of our best friends up there.
That's awesome.
Matter of fact, yeah, like I said, matter of fact, when I saw that my chamber was working, I told him I was the first one to call him. Hey, guy, it was Christina Smith. I said, hey, find the hyperbaric chamber. That's your answer. It's going to reverse some of this stuff for you. She said, I've been looking for them. I can't find them up here. I said, well, I just bought a house down here in America. I got one. When you're ready, you let me know. You just come down. You guys can come to my place. And so now I've flipped that thing over to, if I had the lake house open with that, I can only help maybe 1 or 2 people per month. So now I'm just going to open a whole facility, and I can actually, with the machine that I'm hopefully having built right now, hopefully I can treat about 6 people per hour right now.
Oh,
And
wow.
so,
Is it like
yeah.
you fit 6 people in it at once, or is it
Yeah, they got
really?
big. Yeah, I'm having a big metal one made, and we can put. They got some out there where you can. I've seen them in some of the war zones right now. Where you can put 50 people in them. They're out there. People
Really?
understand the technology, but in America it's a little bit different because we fight with the medical field.
Yeah.
People who sell all the big pharma, all the pills.
Yeah.
Right now, I
Yeah.
just told you, like, this thing. Once I bought it, I've been in there 500 times. It's preserved me. It's waking me up. It's not a pill. They're not getting.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for pills every month. Insurance is not
Yeah.
paying for pills for me. They don't like that.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, right? Like pharma, they just keep you coming back and coming back, right, at the end
Yeah.
of the day. So this one's to you, pharma.
Yeah,
Sorry, just yeah, but it is,
absolutely.
man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, so this thing, so tell me, like, CTE, so people know a little bit, right? So like you can't find it unless you're pretty much dead, and
Yeah.
people, like when they take apart chop up your brain to find. So if you can tell us a little bit about that, if you like, and just like kind of, I know you went a little bit of your experiences,
Yeah.
but some other things that that people may suffer from that are listening that be well, like, hey, maybe I have that. So maybe they'll
Well, I think one of the biggest things, like, I've met pockets of people on my journey. Like, one lady I met, she was telling me that she was going to the doctor and she was frustrated with them because they can't figure out what's wrong with her. And she told me what her symptoms were. And I was like, you sound like you had concussions. Like, you sound like my teammates and myself. And I said, were you an athlete? She was like, no. And then I also found pockets of women out here. Like, there's a lot of women who have a lot of domestic violence done to them. And so when that happens, they get hit in the head so much, now they have it. So they're checking their brains, and there's so many women out here dying from CTE now. They're not talking about this in the media. If you don't know who your loved one is, who has it, the media is not going to tell you about it. I'm telling you about it so you can do your own homework and see. And then, so I kept making these different pockets of people who were suffering from it. And so, but nothing that she said made sense. She was a housewife. And then all of a sudden she told me, you know what? Well, yeah, one time I was snowboarding with my son and I fell backwards and hit my head and my arm seized up like this. And I forgot what the name of that is. I forgot what it's called when that happens. But that, I said, that's it right there. That's why they can't figure out. Because they're not looking for that, number one, because you didn't even remember that you can hardly tell me, and I'm asking you specific things about it. And even if they checked your brain for that, they're not going to find that. They don't find brain bleeds unless it's something really, really, you have to probably have a really bad car accident, and you might have to be ready to have surgery at that point. They might find that one, but the rest of this stuff, they're not going to find it. First of all, they're not looking for it, and they don't know how to find it. I've just been finding these people that's all around. It's just dealing with the same stuff. It's all the same symptoms. And so I've been here just spreading the word, like, hey guys, just like, I try to make it clear. I don't sell these things. I don't get any money for telling people about them. I'm not here for that. My company that I'm opening is going to be open to the public, and that's going to be free. So, like, everything I'm telling you guys, do your homework. If you have, they'll tell you if you have cancer can't live in an oxygenated body. It doesn't like it. It shrinks the cancer. It doesn't like it at all. Matter of fact, I don't know if we mentioned the other day, earlier, there was a coach at the University of Houston.
Yeah.
He's a strength coach, and he was in stage 4 melanoma. They gave him 4 weeks to live, 4 to 6 weeks. Go look it up, guys. It's on ESPN. You can find that clip out there somewhere, and with an episode. And he was getting closer to death. He was about to go, and he tried something different. And they showed him climbing into a hyperbaric chamber, and I had goosebumps, man. I was like, yeah, I know about that. And so now his numbers are normal. And so if you have cancer now, new doctors will put you in there doing chemo, before chemo, during chemo, and after chemo. And it's going to attack those cancer cells. Yeah. If you have a stroke, the science behind this thing is this: it makes your body believe it's because it pressurizes it. So your body believes it's like mine is 7 to 9 feet underwater. So my blood is like a gas at that point. And so it can send blood and oxygen through all the blockages that I have. And like for me, like I said, the first time I tried it, I was in the chamber for 1 hour and I had been cloudy for almost 10 years at that point. And it woke me up. What's your population, your demographics of your listeners?
Mostly men.
Mostly men.
And then around from the age of, I would say 25 to 52.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys the real numbers then. All right.
Yeah.
All right, it's a little bit PG-13. That's what we call it down here. I don't know if you guys have that same.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to be PG-13 at all here, brother. Don't worry about
All
that.
right,
So
cool.
yeah, don't worry about that. Far from.
All right, now check this out. The first time I used that machine, matter of fact, I just recently found a video of me in that machine, and it was so dark. I was like, this is it. I can't find nothing else. Nothing. This is it. So it was so morbid, man. I went and tried this machine. I'm in there for 1 hour. So I get out the machine, and first of all, I sit down and put my shoes on. And it reminded me of the position that I used to be in when I'm getting ready to race. Cause it's like I said, minus 40. And so we get like a 60 seconds warning to get out to that starting block. So what we're doing, we're inside the ice house and we're just looking down. We're just kind of getting focused and just psyching out. And I felt like I was in that same position that I was in when I was on my race day. And my muscles everything felt pumped up. And I grabbed my after I put the shoes on, then I grabbed my glasses. And my glasses are slightly tinted because I'm sensitive to lights and stuff right now because of concussion. So I put them on, but I didn't really need them. Everything was so vivid and pretty, and colors were so just vivid. It's like I was walking around in a cartoon. Everything was in 3D. And so I take my glasses off a few times, and this salesman comes over. And he's like, his name is Hans, and he's down at Oxycontin down in Orange County. What's up, Hans? I hope you see this, brother. He said, what's wrong? I said, I don't know. I don't think I need my glasses right now. And he's like, oh, you one of those. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Come the salesman. He finna try to sell me this that one was a $22,000 machine I was in. But he's right. Like some people get immediate relief, but some people need 2 sessions a day for 30 days to get that same relief. But it woke me up immediately. Man, my life has been just different ever since. I just been here to try to pass the word, help everybody else out. And but it's taking me down so many different paths that is scary. Now that I see what I see, it's like that movie, The Matrix. Like I can't unsee what I've been seeing. Because even like in America, our military veterans are they're getting diagnosed with PTSD. And it's going on all around the world, like the UK guys. And I think you mentioned about some of the Canadian guys as well, soldiers. And so they get diagnosed with this PTSD, right? And they give them a bunch of pills, and these guys are down here just living on the streets. I say they're wilding out because they just doing all kind of weird, bizarre behaviors now, right? And so I just noticed, like, I found a few studies, like they would diagnose PTSD, but then when they did an autopsy and checked their brains, they now have CTE. So the PTSD to me is more of a mental health diagnosis. It's like you've seen something, you've seen too much, you experienced something, but that CTE is the physical part that was never handled that's causing you to have those issues. So
it's almost hand in hand, right? It's almost goes in hand in situations.
It can, but think about that housewife who didn't have that problem. She just hit her head. Yeah. And so because I worked in mental health for so long, like I was able to kind of connect these dots, and I'm thinking like, oh, wow. So in America, like they report that 6,400 veterans commit suicide every year. But what they don't tell you is that another 5,000, they drink themselves to death every year. Even if they leave a suicide note with overdoses, they don't count that as suicide. So we're actually looking at 11,000 suicides a year for our military veterans.
Up, man.
Yeah. And then, let me take it one step further. Not only are they doing that, man, this part is just creepier. Like, if you look at the mass shootings in America, since 2012, I think 31% were done by our veterans. So these are, in America, they'd be American heroes. In Canada, have been Canadian heroes. They're coming back, turning the weapons on us. And it's something we have to do something about it. We can't just keep pretending like this ain't happening, because this is happening.
Yeah. Well, like we said, too, before when we first met, is like we talked about that, and the same with Canada. One of the biggest mass shootings was a soldier. He went to a base and started shooting, and like we were saying, is like it kind of makes sense, not that part, but I mean how it attacks the brain, you know what I mean, and makes people do wild things, because obviously you need your brain to move and function and do things, right? That's what
Yeah.
that drives you, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's attacking your brain, obviously it's going to make you do things that, you know, you shouldn't be doing, you
Yeah.
know, because you're not thinking straight. So that totally makes sense when it comes to that stuff.
I tell you, man, your brain takes over, and you get to the point where you like. In my media packet, there's a picture of me in a brown sweatsuit, and I hate that picture so much. And I've talked to my publicist about we need to remove it because I was extremely cloudy on that day I took that picture. Like I can see it in my eyes, I can see it in other people's eyes now. Like this thing is so predictable. Like I know what I'm looking at now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at these NFL players. I know which one's going next. I know which one's going to
Yeah.
get kicked off a team. I know which one's going to go do something violent. It's so evident. You can see it. Matter of fact, we can all see it. Matter of fact, every NFL person who committed suicide, the people who were around them they all say the same thing. Like they were such a nice person and they were just a gentle giant until they weren't.
Yeah. Well, do you think, and I'm going to bring this up, but even the Fernandez, what happened with him, you know, and went all crazy, you know, and it's really sad what happened. The guy was amazing football player, you know. Do you like, I don't know if you know, but do you know if that was like a part of it as well? Do you know?
He had one of the worst cases of CTE ever.
Really? Okay.
Yes. He had like the brain of a 90-year-old man.
Wow. See,
So
there
did
you
my
go, right there,
yeah.
man.
So did my teammate who took the last one who took his life. I had a few of my teammates who gone, but the last one, only one I can really relate to because he called me before he took his life, which started this whole thing, like the guilt of me not helping him and like the shame I felt for that.
You can't hold that, brother. You know, you
No.
can't hold that. And I hope you don't still, man. Like you can't, you know?
Well, once I realized he was in stage 4, I let it go.
Yeah.
I was able to let it go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But then I realized I was pretty bad myself. I just didn't know it. Like I said, I thought it was diabetes, man. It's like if you talk to most athletes who dealt with athletes, the ones who dealing with it now, you will see them walking around with monster drinks, heavy caffeinated drinks.
Yeah.
That's one of the first signs. It's just you trying to keep yourself moving.
Man, I'm drinking a Red Bull right now. Now you got me thinking.
Yeah, it's that thing, man. It's like yeah, everybody's the same stuff, man. Mine was caffeine and Coca-Cola and black coffee.
Yeah.
Most people was Monster drinks and Red Bull. My Red Bull was one of my sponsors when I was competing.
Crazy.
And I try not to badmouth them or anything, but I don't drink that stuff at all. I won't. Matter of fact, you guys have a different one up there.
Yeah.
The ones you have in Canada are the ones they said will give you a dirty marijuana test, I believe, or some kind of drug test. You get a dirty drug test when you drink it. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they always say. Yeah.
Really? Have you ever had the real Red Bull ones from Thailand? Like the crazy stuff?
No.
Man, you can only take like one of those, and they come in like a little metal bottle, and you crack. Oh yeah, and like these things are insane, dude. Like these Red Bulls that are from Thailand, they're heavy duty. You're not allowed to sell them in Canada because they're too powerful. But yeah, so they're crazy. Yeah, real Red Bulls. If you guys ever check them out, check it out. Real Red Bulls from Thailand. They're wild. Anyway, sorry.
No, I don't be sorry, man. This is conversation.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, man.
Yeah,
it's part of us.
Yeah, one of my teammates had I used to have this. I had a stack of that Red Bull from the floor to the ceiling in my apartment in Utah, and I was always on tour. So my apartment was pretty much the party house. I just told my buddies, hey man, just make sure you check the mail and remove the newspapers. So one time I come home, there's a 6-foot pile of newspapers frozen to my doorstep. And the mailman pissed off at me because I ain't been home in who knows how long.
It's just coming out everywhere.
It's coming everywhere, man. But they damn sure was calling me while they were partying at my house. Like, come on, guys. All you do is take the newspapers away. But
yeah, man.
Yeah, but on that other thing we were talking about with the where were we at? We were talking about
the Red Bull. You said you had them stacked.
Oh yeah, the Red Bulls. My buddy, he would come in the apartment and I guess he would just pour some into his thermos and sip on it throughout the day. And then one day he called me. He was in a hospital and I did something with his heart. His heart had started to flutter or something.
Yeah.
And so you got to be really, really careful with not just Red Bull, just the caffeine.
All of them. Well, I used to drink them like crazy. Like I'll have one every once in a while. Just today, because I'm having a lazy day and I ran out of coffee, so I got my Red Bull going on. But I mean, I used to drink them. What is it? The Rockstars.
Rockstar,
Yeah. And I drank them so much that I had a bleeding ulcer. And I had
Wow.
so I stopped drinking energy drinks for a long, long time. I think just the last year and a half, I just picked them up again, to be honest with you, but not
Yeah.
as much as I used to. But fuck, they're addicting, man. I hate to say it, they're addicting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to ask you, so when you go into these chambers, do you have to like strip down, or like do you have to like, or just in the shorts or anything like that, or does it matter? Like, does it affect it, or?
Well, this is my own personal chambers. What you're not supposed to do is wear synthetic stuff in there. You should wear all cotton.
Okay.
I have a lot of cotton stuff. Most of my clothes are mainly cotton.
Yeah.
But sometimes I hit a shower and I hop in there just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like,
So there's no real rules except for a synthetic, is what you're saying.
synthetic, you got to be careful what electronics you take in there.
Okay.
Like cell phone is like the biggest thing I'll usually take in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because remember there was a phone, it's been years, but there was one of the Samsung phones that if you got on the plane with it, the batteries were exploding. And so they wouldn't allow you on the plane with it without you turning it off or something. Well, it's the same thing. This thing is pressurized. Matter of fact, when you get in the chamber, when you first turn it on, you get about a 6-minute amp up. It takes about 6 minutes to get up to pressure. And while it's getting up to pressure, you have to clear your ears. The same as getting on an airplane. It feels the same. There's no difference.
Okay.
And then once it gets up to pressure, like you just, you got 60 or 90 minutes of just being in there. When I first found the chamber, I was so weak, I couldn't hardly keep my eyes open. And so when I got in there, I just set a couple alarms and I went to sleep.
Yeah.
And now I'm a lot stronger. So now I can go in there, I can do puzzles or meditate or pray or do nothing. Just think or clear my mind sometimes. So I'm in a much, much better place than when I started.
Or have a conversation with yourself and learn more about yourself, right?
Man, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So in the chamber, is there a timer, or do you kind of set it yourself and open and let yourself out, or does it because you say it ramps up, does it have to ramp down because it is like you're underwater, right? So I know that when divers come out of water, like from deep dives, they have to go into some kind of chamber sometimes, right? Something like this.
I want to get the bands
in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with this chamber, I'm only like 9 feet underwater, so it's not,
Yeah.
I can come up quick as I want to. But in the metal chambers, you're doing a different level of pressure. You're doing, like, mine is a 1.3, which is the lowest they make. Then there's a 1.4, 1.5, a 2.0. Then it jumps to like a 3.0. Those are the ones you find in the hospitals for burn victims, people with bed sores and things like that.
Burn victims too.
Yeah, if you have wounds that won't heal, the insurance will pay for that. They just won't pay for it with the brain stuff yet. And
Really?
we're trying to get the legislation changed for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Crazy.
Yeah, matter
I
of
didn't
fact,
know that.
Oh, yeah, there's 14 things they'll pay for. I don't know what they all are. Don't get me wrong. I won't sit there and just.
Well, I didn't even know
misquote 'em,
though
but-
that you can go in there for like your burns and stuff. So what other kind of stuff so if not just brain stuff, but you can go in there for other kind of treatments for other stuff. I didn't even know this.
Yeah, if you get the bins, that's what the bins is for. When you get the bins and you come up, they put you in a chamber. They've been doing that for hundreds of years.
Yeah, but is this kind of the same thing, but just on a smaller scale?
No, it's the same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Identical. They're identical.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, I just have a lower pressure one. The one you go to the hospital.
That's what I mean. Like on a lower. Yeah. Okay. Because I saw. Okay. You know what? I remember now where I saw this. I remember we were talking offline of where we saw this. I think it was the new Mission Impossible. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to ruin it for you then, but I seen this in the new Mission Impossible.
Okay.
That came out. I don't want to ruin now, but it's at the end.
No. I did see that. I did see it. I don't remember.
Comes out of the ice water, and then like the girl goes in there with them. They bring him back to life, but she was giving him like CPR inside of that because he was in the water for so long.
I'm going to watch that again tonight, and I'm going to let you know.
Yeah, brother. It's at the end. It's at the end of it. Yeah.
Have you seen that movie Him about NFL concussions and Marlon Wayans?
Is that the one? It's on Netflix?
Yeah. It should be now.
Yeah,
came out a few months ago.
I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, well, they at one point, this is all about football and violence and head injuries. And this one guy, he's getting beat up so bad, they put him in this room. I forgot what they call it, the brain something room or whatever. Hyperbaric chamber. So the world is catching on, and it's really a resource thing. It's not accessible because it's too expensive. Number one, and people don't understand what it does.
And pharma doesn't make money off of it.
Yeah, they can't make money off of mine. Like
Yeah.
it's like every pill that they gave me, I no longer take. I just
Yeah.
pop in there.
That's crazy. So how did this drop into your lap? Like, how did this all just like happen for you?
Well, there's a really famous football player. His name is Joe Namath.
I know we spoke about this, but I
Yeah.
just want so everybody else, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you asked. Because sometimes I forget what we talked earlier, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose some details. So I appreciate
No,
it.
it's all good, brother.
No, Joe Namath, he had some videos out. What happened is, well, let me give this one part before we get there. When I was on the ground praying for death, like I just had given up. And so that's when my teammate killed himself. And I was lost in my own community. I was cloudy. I'm in dementia. I was in dementia. So
Yeah.
I found this little lake house in the Midwest near my hometown where I grew up. And so I bought it, and I was going there to die pretty much. But I was a young lady who I was seeing in California. So I would come back and forth to see her, or she would come see me sometime. And one time I was visiting her, it was during COVID, we're locked in the house, and she was just talking on the phone so loud. It was killing me. And like, she's from New York. New Yorkers talk loud anyway. But it was every day, all day with her family. And I said, you know what? I think we might have to break up. I'm going back to the lake house. I need some peace and quiet. And we should probably, think about what we're doing. Because I'm not going to tell you to be quiet in your own house. Like, who am I? I almost broke down because I was like, who am I to even think about telling her to be quiet in her own space? Like, that's just... So I go back to the lake house, and a few things happened when I was there. The article called Sledhead showed up talking about my teammates who killed themselves. My buddy's autopsy report came out showing that he was in stage 4 of CTE. And so when I read that article, I literally got on my knees, and I thank God that all the symptoms that killed my friends had missed me, right? And the article didn't even mention all the suicides. It probably mentioned 1 or 2 of them. Didn't mention all of them. And so I just get on my knees and thank God. And I took the article, sent it to my girlfriend. She circled some stuff and sent it back. And the first thing I saw was noise sensitivity. It was the very reason that I was away from her in the first place. And I went, uh-oh. And I went and I looked at that list, and I checked almost every box that I could remember except Parkinson's. And then now this thing had a name, right? When this autopsy report came out at the same time, he was in stage 4 of CTE. I realized I was not diabetic. I was wrong. That's what I kept thinking it was. It's not low blood sugar. My doctors were correct. But so now I'm able to start focusing on what's really, this is CTE. How do I beat this thing? Everything that you read about it is scary. It's about this person was violent. He killed this person, and he in jail, or he killed himself. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, damn. And I'm thinking, oh man, and my teammates are killing themselves, and everything that's happening with the NFL is happening in my community. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to beat this one. And Joe Namath shows up with this video saying he used hyperbaric oxygen to reverse his symptoms. But he didn't leave no details, anything. So no details at all. So I went and tried it. And that's when, man, I got in that machine and I woke up. And
how did you try it though? Was it at like a facility, or?
There was there's a place down in Orange County. They sell them, Orange County, California. It's a place, I think it's called Oxy Health is the one.
Okay.
And the guy name is Hans. He, and it was a real nice guy.
Hans.
Yeah, shout out to Hans, man. Yeah, he was like, hey, yeah, come down. I'll let you try it. He didn't charge me the first 2 times. Didn't charge me at all.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I said, not one person saved my life. It was a few things that happened.
Yeah.
And
A
that
collective.
guy. Yeah, man, absolutely, man. And like even my teammate, like I had so much guilt about not saving his life. But truth was, I realized eventually that he came here to save my life.
Yeah.
And that was the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace to him, man. He did save your life.
Yeah.
He had to go through the turmoil for you to be able to figure out what it is to save your life, because you had no idea,
No.
So like he kind of, in a sense, almost sacrificed himself in some kind of sense. You know what I mean? And like you said, you don't find that stuff unless, you do an autopsy, right? So
Yeah.
thank you for him for sure, because you're
Man,
here,
absolutely.
right? So,
Well, not just me, but like
and more
I've
to
been-
come, and people, but
yeah.
I mean, he's in your story, right? That's
Oh man,
like your
yeah.
story.
He's never gonna die in my story. We're gonna keep him alive as long as we can and keep
It's amazing,
his
man.
memory. Yeah, he was like a bobsledding god. Like that's who this guy really was. And that matter of fact, that's why I'm so upset with our Olympic team, because instead of them doing the right thing and start to warn athletes, they've done everything they can to kind of discredit who he was. He was their buddy. He was their best friends. Like I was always more of an outsider compared to that little buddy system they had up there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come from their culture and all their backgrounds, and we just weren't the same people,
Yeah.
We didn't all get treated the same, but he was like the He was like the Olympic USA Bobsled god.
Yeah.
And
The
for them to,
pedestal.
man,
He was
was
on the
he ever.
pedestal. Yeah.
No, the pedestal was here and he was like over here. Like it was
Yeah.
a difference. Like,
It's like, I don't need that little pedestal. I brought
yeah,
my own.
right. Yeah. I was on the
Yeah.
pedestal. He was
Yeah.
on the, yeah. And yeah. So he was a great guy, man. And, yeah. So for them to not be doing the right thing for the, even my driver, like I said, he took his life at the Olympic Training Center once again. Like, why you
You
guys
would
not?
think that why wouldn't they, like the Olympic, like the training center, even have something like this? They should even have something like this, especially, in cases of like athletes and stuff. I mean, maybe like you said, it's not worldwide, it's not like big, it's just kind of popping up now. But I
Yeah.
mean, you would think, with all how big the Olympics and the training, and it's the biggest sporting event ever, besides like maybe the football, the you know what I mean, the what is it, I can't think, the
What,
cup.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, Super Bowl. You know what I mean? That's
well,
huge.
let me
Like,
tell you this. When I raced, I don't know what the numbers look like now, but we raced on this channel called Eurosport. So we had a bigger audience than Monday Night Football in America. And that was our live broadcast. Then they rebroadcast again later. But our first
Yeah.
rounds of our races were live TV. And so there's so much money in that sport.
Yeah.
Just not in America. We
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
Well,
you got the whole world's watching you guys, especially in the Olympics. Like literally the whole world, every country is watching you
Yeah.
guys. You would think that, you guys are top athletes of the top of the top. You would think that they would have the top of the shit, like to train you guys and help you guys and all this, I remember when we had the Olympics here in Vancouver, the main thing that they bought, I know this is funny and I have to bring this up, was the main thing that they spent money on was condoms here in
I'm
Vancouver.
about to say, was it condoms?
Condoms, man. Yeah, condoms. Like that was the number one thing. Not like I guess that was the major health thing, I guess, like it's crazy to think that though, man. Like,
But let me tell you what, they keep doing that. But the truth is, they bring those condoms to the Olympic Village. But we're athletes. We're around these people. We have 14 races every year leading up to the World Championships or Olympic Games. Every year we're racing. We're traveling with them same young ladies. Like, they need to provide them condoms all year round is what I'm saying. Like, that's just not like, it don't happen just that one time. If they're really concerned, they should be putting them condoms out.
But that's what they made like a huge stink about it, right? Like I remember in Vancouver, it was like, I don't know if you heard anything about that one, but it was huge. Yeah, it was huge. It was like the condoms was the biggest fucking thing about the Olympics in the Vancouver.
But they keep talking about, they always talk about sex in the, they matter of trying to make the beds now sex proof in the Olympic Village. I'm like, come on, guys. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Beds that are sex proof?
They're trying to make the beds where they're only comfortable for like one person to be on that bed.
Fuck, you could do that shit standing up, man.
Thank
what kind
you.
of fucking boring life do you have then? You know what I mean?
Exactly. And they so fixed. Sometimes I hear them on the media so fixated on sex in the Olympic Village. I'm like, we travel with these same people. Like, we race in World Cup every 7 days. We're in a new country with these same people. Like, you guys missed the boat. Like, sex with us has been going on every tour we've been on. It don't just start at the Olympics. Like, you guys are lost. But I've never even said that before. This is the first time I ever said that on camera. But
that's the truth, man.
Matter of fact, my ex-girlfriend was on the German Olympic track and field team. Like, I mean, these are people.
Man.
We're human beings. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I actually want to touch on, because we didn't really touch on it a lot, but I want to touch on what you're opening for the people. So can we get into that a little bit, because we're kind of getting too close to the end, but I would like to I want to push all that out there so people know what's in store and what's coming to the community, man. I think that's amazing what you're doing.
Okay, what I have now is I'm probably going to start at the lake house that I have already. I have another building. My dad just retired. He had this huge building. It's like 3 addresses on it. He was a roofer.
Nice.
I was like, he's about to sell the building. I was like, hold up, Dad, time out. Don't sell it just yet. Give me a little time to figure some things out. And so what I want to do is create our own little facility there. Like, I can house people in there. I can, we have room for everything. We're going to bring the chambers. We're going to be using red light beds. There's this magnetic components that they use. There's a lot of different things that's now geared toward the brain. And we're going to throw everything at it. But I also want doctors in there so that we can do blood tests and see what's in the blood. And so we know how to treat people. Well, so they can treat people that way. So that's what we're doing. We're just doing everything that really needs that. First of all, it's the same therapy that woke me up and that saved my life. That's going to be the base of it, which is the chambers.
And you're walking proof. You're walking proof. It doesn't get
Yeah.
better than that. You know what I mean?
And there's so many more. Like
Yeah.
my TikTok channel right now is only geared toward, I've been helping people for a long time now. I'm sending people to places where they can get chambers for free. We'll get into chambers for free, or I can get them a discounted rate. Like I don't charge for any of this. There's just stuff that I do. I'm just,
Yeah.
because people call me, hey, I got a chamber. You send some people. Like, okay, thank you. So now we're becoming a one community. My buddy he's one of my producing partners from one of the show that I wrote years ago. He actually is the lead producer on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchises. He has, him and his fiance, they help veterans with service dogs. They connect them and train the dogs with them. He's such an awesome guy. He used to be a rock star. Man, I saw him in concert. Well, he was performing around Halloween, just a great guy, man, great guy.
Awesome,
and
man.
so we're connecting the dots. Also, I found out that our veterans are in Europe. They're treating these people by taking them deep sea diving. It's the same as getting in this chamber. So I'm in the process of setting that up right now. So we're going to have a whole community. It's grassroots. Like, I'm not here to collect a dime. I'm here doing this for free. I'm not accepting any private money. This is only by donations, and only by donations. That's the only way I'm going to do this, because I'm not going to pass that bill on.
Well, I would love to help, man. So if you have like a way where people can donate or something, please send that way. Anything I can help from over here in Vancouver, man. I'm all about paying it forward. I think what you're doing is great. So I'd love to help out in any way.
Well, I'm going to show you what
possible,
we have
man.
right now. This is one of my little things, right? This is our crowdfunding, but we're
Okay.
also non-for-profit. We are an official government sanctioned 501c3. But we'll send you.
Man.
You should have the links. My published.
The links, So I can use. Okay, so all of that's in there. So I can.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
in there.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. But we are
Awesome.
501c3. We are legitimate. We're real. And I've already been doing the work for years. We're just now creating a facility. So now I don't have to maneuver people and send them places. They can come to us.
Yeah.
And we can just.
And do you have hookups also? Like, do you have hookups in Canada here as well? Do you know of any beds and stuff that are in Canada at the appointment?
But you guys are the reason that I started this, because Christina Smith. And so you guys will be welcome as well. Just so you know, it's open. We'll be open to the public. Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. I really appreciate it.
So if your loved ones are struggling,
they're doing things sorry, say that. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry about that.
I'm just saying, people, if you're listening and your loved ones are struggling, they're doing things that are not their norm. Like, you have to ask yourself, where have they been in the last 5 to 10 years? It's usually about a 10-year period before this stuff kicks in. It's so predictable. It's so predictable now. You got about 10 years before it kicks in. So if they're in the military, they start to act bizarre, get them some help. This is what it is. It's not just the other things that they're talking about. This is what it is. And just find me. I'll help you. That's
amazing. And also, you guys, all the links will be in the description below. And if you guys need help, you can always email me at rawmindspodcast@gmail.com, and I can help you out and get you in touch as well with William and put you that way if you guys have any other information or stuff that you need or you want. But I think that that's awesome, man, what you're doing, and
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Like, I'm actually blown away. I keep on getting goosebumps every time you talk about it, man, and giving back, helping. I actually got on TikTok over here, Fergie, she said that she loves what you're doing, and that, she's been looking for stuff like something like this. I believe that's what she said. I'm probably chopping up what she said here, but
guys,
she's
we're
awesome.
real. This is real.
Yeah.
And then if you do the math, and it's coming you guys' way in Canada too, trust me. All the mass shootings we have is coming because of this condition. Because there's some people who are doing the shooting have nothing to do with this, but there's a lot that do, and we have to get these guys some help. Because it's coming your way, guys. Trust me. Whatever happens in America start to happen everywhere. It's just what this place is.
But definitely, I mean, we have our own football team too, the CFL.
Oh yeah, I know about you guys.
Yeah, and so I mean, like you said, football's huge with this stuff, right? Huge because of the hittings and stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're
rodeo
even using
people.
something like
And your rodeo people. Yeah. Trust
like
me.
it's in
They
the
got it
Calgary
too.
and Alberta area, man. Yeah, I never even thought about that, man.
Anybody with the brain shaking, guys, trust me, that's what this is. And think about it. It's the only injury you can get where there is not a treatment plan for it. In America, they tell us to go sit down and not to, if they even tell you that, they don't go to sleep for the first few hours. That's all we get. And that's why this thing is, that's why the fluid is still in the brain. That's why when I was in this chamber for 1 hour, it woke me up because it now sent blood where it was supposed to be. And I just went, whoa, man, it's a beautiful thing. Matter of fact, when we had the last little break, I hopped in there. I just got out about 30 minutes ago. Like,
really?
Yeah, I set a timer to make sure I was out for you. This is my midnight hour. Usually I'm usually doing something fun about now. Putting my feet up, watching some boob tube or something. But
I hear you, brother.
man, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate you.
I really appreciate you. And like I said, man, if there's anything I can do over here, man, on this side of the country, like in Canada, please, man, reach out, let me know, man. I'm all about helping, man, paying it forward and doing whatever I can, you know.
Well,
so
you guys need it too.
I also have a nonprofit organization called Raw Minds, not Raw Minds, but I don't know what to do with it, right? So I don't know what to do. So if I can help any other way, man, I'm here for you, brother. I just want to let you know that. So
hey, well, you guys need it up there too. Your Canadian athletes cannot get the access they need. That's why they have to come here.
I'm actually going to look it up and see if they are supplying anywhere here, or if there is places that facilitate.
I'll get them up there to you. If you open a place, I'll find your way to get them to you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll talk. I'm gonna see what I can find out too, and see if we have it. Like I said, because I mean, it's life changing.
Yeah.
And like I said, Fergie, she's one of my longtime listeners. She's on the live right now.
The music artist?
No, not the music artist. No,
I was I know her already. I know her already.
No, this one's better. This one's better than the music artist. She's awesome. She's good people. But yeah, she said she's actually working on it. So she's trying to have something like that done.
Yeah. Tell her to look me up. One Man with a Chamber. Find me. I tell her I'll help her. One Man with a Chamber. Whatever she can need. Whatever she needs that I can help. Yeah. I got you.
Heard that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, William, I just want to say thank you again, man. And if there's anything else ever pops up, man, shoot me a message. If you want to come on, like, you're always welcome. You're part of the family now, brother. So
appreciate it.
I just wanted to know that, man. And once again, thank you for coming on and sharing your story. And I'm proud of you of what you're doing and giving back to the community. That's what Raw Mind's all about, man. So thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all for tuning in again and dealing with my bullshit, but having this lovely gentleman listening to his beautiful story here and changing lives. So that's it. That's all. Take it easy, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Bye. Awesome.